Welcome to this video. My name is Tyler. We're going to be talking about how to get a better night's sleep if you suck at sleeping because anxiety's gotten so bad. Now, I don't want to be like most people and drag this on and just blah, 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 and you're waiting for the strategy. So I'm going to get right to it. I'm just going to explain in basic who I am and why listening to me might be useful to me. Who knows? I help people like yourself through panic, anxiety, trauma, and phobias really, really, really quickly and sustainably so that these feelings and symptoms stop coming up. Now, I'm making this video because one of the biggest side effects of having anxiety, you'll understand why I did this if you watch my other YouTube videos or you follow me on Instagram. One of the side effects of feeling this way is terrible sleep, right? You're worrying all the time. So as a result, you're feeling all this fear in your body and your nervous system is not relaxed enough to go to sleep for the night. And so even if you do fall asleep, you're waking up in the middle of the night, like a little bit, even if you don't really notice it. Or you do wake up and then you roll around in bed and then you wake up at 6 a.m. and you can't fall back asleep and you maybe had 2 hours of sleep and you feel like dog shit. And when we don't sleep, our nervous system is like got the jitters as if we had coffee. And by the way, if you've ever felt like that derealization slash like dissociated from your body, that's not usually actually a symptom of anxiety. It is a little bit if in some cases, but it's usually a result of having terrible sleep. I never feel like I'm in my body when I have a horrendous sleep. I'm like, I'm talking to my wife, I'm talking to whoever it is, and I just feel like I'm in a movie. I'm like, this doesn't feel real because my brain's not functioning. You need to sleep, which is why I'm going to record this video. All right, so here's the deal. I'll explain why this works at a later time, but I want to get straight to the strategies. We've already been talking for about 5 minutes here. So here's what you do. Number one, I want you to think about something that you feel like you need to be doing more of that you're just not doing. Unrelated to anxiety altogether, unrelated to sleep altogether. It could be, you feel like you need to be working out more. You feel like you need to pay your taxes. You feel like you need to be reading more or studying more. You feel like you need to call your friends and family more. You feel like you need to, I don't know, journal more. You feel like you need to clean the house more. You feel like you need to, I'm running out of ideas. The point is, you feel like you need to do something more in your life. Okay. Start with that. And it literally can be anything, by the way. It's not related to anxiety. You'll understand in a moment. So you pick something you believe you need to be doing more of, and you believe it would be good for you to get it done. Once you have that in mind, pause this video if you need to think about it. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to lay down tonight. When you lay down, if you're not sleeping within 20 minutes of laying down and like eyes closed trying to sleep, if you're not sleeping within 20 minutes, get out of bed. And for example, if you chose reading your book, that's something you need to do more of. I want you to go grab your book, go to the living room, stand up in the middle of the living room. Don't sit. Stand up in the middle of the living room and read your book. So to everyone who's like, Tyler, you don't have a license or a certification to be working with people. Nah, nah, nah. I'm gonna use one of my license to pretend it's a book because my books are over there and I don't feel like getting up and walking away from the video. If this is my book, right? Come on, there we go. If this is my book, right? I'm standing up and I'm reading my book. Okay, and you're gonna read it for 1 full hour. So put a timer on your phone. Okay, you're gonna read your book for an hour standing up, no matter how uncomfortable it gets. Push through. Okay, when the timer's up, do. Go put the book down. Go back to bed. If within 20 minutes you're not sleeping, I want you to go pick your book back up. And now you're going to read for 2 hours standing up, just like that. When the alarm goes off, you're going to go right back to bed. I promise you're going to sleep. Now, with that in mind, let's give you a variation to it. And by the way, that's all. That's literally all there is to it. And do it the next night if you have to, and the next night if you have to. That's fine. You're going to notice you will sleep. But with that in mind, that was an example of reading a book. If you picked cleaning your house, you're obviously not going to stand in the middle of your living room and clean because the things to clean are like around the house. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick something specific in your house that you're going to clean, okay? And you're going to clean it for 30 minutes. So say you're going to grab a toothbrush and you're going to go scrub the kitchen floor on your hands and knees. You're going to go scrub the kitchen floor on your hands and knees for 30 minutes. And even if your kitchen is pretty small, like mine is, I don't care if you finish in 20 minutes. Keep going for another 10 minutes because that's what the directive is. Okay. Then you're going to get up and go back to sleep. If within 20 minutes you're not sleeping, you're going to go grab the toothbrush. You're going to clean the kitchen floor again for 30 minutes. And you're going to pick another surface in your house that you can clean for another 30 minutes. This adds up to 1 hour. So it might be your kitchen floor. Now that I've done that for 30 minutes, it might be my kitchen counter. And I'm just going to wipe that shit down. Now, that's not going to take you 30 minutes, certainly. So what are you going to do? You're just going to keep rubbing it down and washing and washing and washing and rinsing and drying and washing and rinsing and drying and washing and rinsing and drying, washing and rinsing and drying, washing and rinsing and drying for 30 minutes, just until the 30 minutes is up. But you're not going to you're going to really do it for 30 minutes. Then you're going to go back to bed. Now, I want you to notice what we're doing. The pattern here is very simple. Picking something that you believe you need to be doing more of throughout your day or throughout your life that is good for you. Number two, you're doing it for an uncomfortable amount of time. Number three, each time you go back to bed and you can't fall asleep in 20 minutes, you're going to double the time you previously did it for. And that's the whole thing. So for example, if you can't sleep and you chose working out, you're going to go to the middle of your kitchen, you're going to do 30 push-ups. Now you might be like, Tyler, I can't do 3. That's fine. Do however long it takes to get to 30. So you do 3, maybe you need to wait a second. Do 3 more. By the time you get to 10, 15, 20, 25 to 30, you're going to be like, but get to 30. Go back to sleep. If you can't sleep within 20 minutes, you're going to go back to your kitchen or your living room, pardon me. You're going to do 30 push-ups and you're going to do 30 squats. If you're anything like me, you can't go that far down. You probably fall on your butt, but you get the point. You're going to do as best as you can. Okay. Doesn't need to be perfect, but you're going to squat 30 times. If you're like me, you might get to 20 and be like, oh, my butt is burning. Doesn't matter. Take a short break. Don't sit down, but take a short break and just stand there. Then do another 10. Then go back to sleep. Notice we started with push-ups. We did 30. Next time we couldn't sleep, we doubled it by doing 30 and then 30 of something else. We doubled the number, right? Now, the reason we're not doubling the actual thing is because if you couldn't barely get to 30 push-ups, you're not going to be able to do 60 push-ups the next time because that's 90 push-ups in a night. That's not going to happen. I'm not that crazy, even though I have crazy strategies. Now, you might be asking me, Tyler, why in the bleep would this work? Well, number one, how exhausted do you even feel at the idea of this? Number one, that's why. But the scientific reason for this is because the reason why you're not able to sleep is because all the thoughts going on in your mind, all the feelings going on in your body, you're restless, your body's like, ah. The problem with this is that when you stay, number one, the first problem with this is when you're staying in bed restless, your brain is learning, it's associating that that the bed is not where you sleep. The bed is where you toss and turn. And that's the connection it makes. So number one, we need to get out of the bedroom. When you can't sleep, you should not be staying in the bedroom. At least not the whole time. Yeah, come back. But if we're going to leave the bedroom to do something, we might as well do something that helps us when we go back to sleep, which is this. When your brain links up neurologically, not intellectually, when your brain links up at a neurological, emotional gut level, that not sleeping is much more painful than fucking sleeping. It doesn't matter what is going on in your life or in your mind or in your body. Your brain is going to say, bitch, we are sleeping. I don't want to have to do that again. And you'll sleep. I just had a man I've been working with for, I think, 1 week. We've been working together 1 week, 2 sessions, our session, I gave him a directive. He was doing phenomenal, but he's just like, dude, I'm having a hard time maintaining a really good, strong, confident state because my energy is just through the floor. But he's like, I'm doing better. I'm feeling a lot more confident and all that. I can't maintain it because my energy is so down. I need to sleep. I said, perfect. So I gave him this to do. The next day he texted me and I was like, how are you doing? How's your sleep? He's like, I slept a lot better last night. Boom. I told him, do it again the next day. Do it again the next day. We need to regulate your nervous system so that whatever's going on in your mind and body shuts the fuck up at night so you can sleep. And I mean, even throughout the night. Then you wake up and you feel more rested. And so it's a lot easier to do the rest of the things that I teach my clients, which is how to maintain and stay in a really good state of mind and emotion. What that means is, regardless of all the uncertainties and the fears and all that in your life, the things you don't know how to handle or what to do with, you feel confident enough and at peace enough and like yourself enough and normal enough to figure it all out and it doesn't bother you. It's emotional regulation at its finest. You need to be able to sleep in order to do this. Now, you don't have to sleep that much per night, but you do need some quality of sleep because if your sleep is chronically shit, there's a point where your brain is going to feel like you are not there. You're going to feel like a zombie, and everyone you're talking to, you're going to hear them, but it's going to be like you're not going to like be there. A lot of my clients say, I feel like I'm in a movie. I don't feel like me. That's because you're so, number one, anxious. That's one thing. But number two, your sleep quality is so fucking bad that you just have this like out of body experience. You don't feel like you're there. Sure, you can touch things and you can feel them, but it just doesn't feel real. You need to sleep. Your brain's just not processing the stimuli around you. Stimulus is like something you see, hear, smell, taste, or touch, like your five senses. What your five senses are sensing around you, it just doesn't feel real. So yeah, you might. I just realized I didn't plug my microphone in, so I had a moment of like, crap. Do I have to re-record this whole thing? But no, you're gonna get it through my computer audio, which isn't wonderful. But I'm sure that by now you know that it's a little bit like wonky in the room, isn't it? My bad. I usually record on this big ass mic, which is very good quality. Oops. Anyway, you might feel this when you're exhausted, and you can feel it, but it just doesn't feel real. I don't need to explain this to you because you already know what it feels like, right? Anyway, do this tonight, and I guarantee you will get a much better quality sleep. Not maybe phenomenal, but much better. And that's going to feel phenomenal compared to what you've been used to if you can relate to not being able to sleep well. So do it for the next couple nights, and it's going to reset your entire system of sleeping. With that in mind, if you not only want this, but you want me to help you tailor some real strategies so that not only you help with your sleep, but these anxious, panicky, fearful, unsafe feelings in your body and symptoms just come right down and you can get control over yourself again to feel normal, to live your life, to not be afraid to be alone and feel stuck if something happens. DM me or not DM, drop the word relief in the comments of this YouTube video and I'll reach out and see if I can help. Or there's a direct link to schedule a free call with me to see if or how I can help. We can chat there. The last option is you can go to my Instagram at tyler.charlebois, directly message me the word relief there. Either way, those are the three ways to get in touch with me, and I'd be happy to see if or how I can help you. All right? Hope this helps.